Hey peeps, this is Matt Austin, and I'm doing this video just for a little update. Now, obviously, I have been intellectually involved in politics as of late. And for those of you who don't know me, I live in Texas, and Texas had their Senate district conventions recently, actually about last week or so. Yeah, last weekend. And I became a delegate. So woohoo for me, and also all the other people who became delegates as well. It was actually kind of very easy to become one because there wasn't much attendance at the conventions. Now, specifically for my district, I live in Montgomery County, and so I went to the Montgomery County Convention in Conroe. And there were about like 300, maybe 400 in attendance. Anyway, about 209 delegates were chosen from the Senate District Convention to go to the state convention in Fort Hood, or no, not Fort Hood, Fort Worth. And I'm one of them, so yeah. Go Ron Paul. I did see one guy there who had a Ron Paul shirt on, but I don't know if he got chosen to be a delegate. I don't know. It was a different atmosphere there than I would have expected. It felt like being in a church. There were a lot of old people, a lot of people over 35, and about only like 20% younger than 35. And so yeah, it just felt like going to a church, which I'm used to. I haven't gone to church in 2 years. I mean, I don't regularly attend. But anyway, there were no shenanigans that went on at the convention, which I'm proud to say. Texas is a very conservative state, so there are not a lot of Romney people in the state Republican Party conventions. I mean, yes, there will be some. Romney has a lot of entrenched, established positions nationwide, and so yes, of course, there are going to be Romney people in the Republican committees in Texas. But by far, Texas is a very conservative state, so Romney down here in the Bible Belt will not be like well received here. However, with the fact of Santorum suspending his race and Gingrich pretty much dropping out, there are going to be all these delegates and also potential supporters who would have voted for Santorum or Gingrich. They will have the opportunity to vote either for Romney or Ron Paul. I do not know how they will vote, because there is a very strong anti-Romney faction, but it's probably 25% maybe of Texas voters. And there's the drive to vote Obama out of office is stronger than the drive to be against Romney. So I don't know what the turnout will be, but you know, I'm kind of hoping, having my fingers crossed, that the Romney people won't railroad things at the state convention, and hopefully I'll get chosen to go to Tampa. I'm having my fingers crossed for that. I'm thinking of doing a mini fundraiser for my trip to also state convention in Tampa, if that ever becomes available. Now, the way that state convention works in Texas is that there are 1,000 delegates chosen from Senate District to go to state, and there are also 1,000 alternates. And during the convention, I heard that there were at-large delegates that come into play during the primary. And there was a rule that was used in the '08 election that was not used in the 2010 elections, and that's Texas is to be a proportional state, to where if each candidate gets less than 50%, then it will be given to the delegates by proportion. However, if the candidate gets 50% or more, then that Senate district will give that candidate pretty much all of the delegates. Now, this proposition hasn't been set in stone yet, but there's a movement within the delegation in Texas to basically put that rule in place again. Now, when I voted at the convention, I voted against it. But that was pretty much the only proposition that actually gained momentum at the convention, which I kind of find alarming. I mean, there are a lot of people with the Republican Party in Texas that want to have a unified voice within the National Republican Party. But that's about 50%. The other half, not necessarily wants unity, but they want other voices, other diverse opinions to have a say. And I'm one of those people who advocates for that. So that's that. That happened at the Senate district conventions. And there's also 2 other significant events that have happened that I have gone to, and those are the Ron Paul rallies. One at Texas A&M, and the other at U of H in Houston. And I've got to say, both of those were worth going to, as I met a lot of people who share my concerns about the way this country's going. And afterwards I met with a few people who are very well informed, and I got to get to know them and basically network with them and find a lot of dedicated people who are willing to go out and do the grassroots effort in order to support Ron Paul. And I think that's the key issue. Key thing to do right now is just get the word out, because there are a lot of people who have half-baked opinions and views about politics and just the reality in general. And there are a lot of hearts and minds that could be changed by just going up to someone and talking to them about key issues that they share in concern. So yeah, that's what I want to be doing right now. I haven't necessarily gone out amongst the streets and talked to people per se, but I have been meeting up with people and getting involved, and also planning out activist activities with other Ron Paul supporters. Also, I will have you know that I did make the local news. Yeah, ABC 13 was covering the event in University of Houston, and they had their cameras set up during the event, and I got asked a question, and my buddy, who also went to the event, I carpooled with him to it. He got asked as well, and the link for it is down below if you want to go and watch it. It's well, we were quite flabbergasted, and we were just laughing out loud at how he made the news and how they chose our words because there was a couple few seconds. That was just one section of the entire conversation that we had. So, you know, you can never really trust the media, what they put out, which requires pretty much a lot of digging deeper on the audience's part. So, yeah, just FYI, me and my buddy, we made the news. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what's all been going on. It's a very exciting process, and if you have nothing to do, then get yourself involved. It's not that hard. You just have to get yourself out there and meet the right people who will, in turn, give you a means to convey your message in a very coherent and cogent fashion. So that's that. As Ron Paul says, the revolution is alive and well. Stay tuned and peace out.